Northeast Ohio's #1 choice for news. Cleveland's own Fox 8 News starts now.
The temperature slightly down from this week's record numbers, but the threat of weekend storms still remains. Happy 4th of July, and thanks for joining us for the news at 10 on the Fox 8 CLE Plus app. I'm Rex Smith. A severe thunderstorm watch for several Northeast Ohio counties just expired. Let's bring in James Parrish for a look at the forecast. James, are the cookouts safe to continue tomorrow?
Unfortunately, we're going to be tracking some more rain showers, downpours, and even some storms tomorrow afternoon through tomorrow evening. So just like today, some of those backyard barbecues or pool parties to celebrate the 4th of July could be impacted by some rain as well as some storms. But at least for right now, we're not tracking any storms across Northeast Ohio, and that threat for any strong storms this evening or tonight has ended several hours ago. Out there right now, we are dry, so things are looking good for those fireworks shows that are going to be taking place across Northeast Ohio this evening. And from a temperature standpoint, it is still very warm and it is rather muggy. Although Storm Fox radar is dry for right now, there's still the potential for maybe 1 or 2 downpours or storms that could develop later on this evening as well as overnight. But most of the rain activity is out to our west across parts of central and northern Illinois. As that activity pushes into parts of western Ohio later on tonight, it's likely going to rain itself out or fizzle out. But once again, a few downpours or storms cannot be ruled out overnight, especially in the first thing Sunday morning. Not going to drop too much in the way of the temperatures overnight. We're going to bottom out in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Once again, we're going to be tracking a higher coverage of downpours and storms for your Sunday, especially after lunchtime tomorrow. And because we're going to see more clouds and rain, it's not going to quite be as warm with high temperatures in the low to middle 80s.
If you have plans tomorrow, you're definitely going to want to move those indoors, or at least plan to if that rain hits your area.
I'd keep an eye on the radar tomorrow.
All right, James, thank you. We will talk to you in just a bit. Thousands of people were in downtown Cleveland today for the annual Light Up the Lake celebration, marking Independence Day and America's 250th anniversary. Families spent the afternoon enjoying games, food trucks, and the waterfront before tonight's fireworks show. Fox 8's Kiara Patterson was at Voinovich Park and joins us now with more.
Yeah, that's right, Rex. For many families, the celebration started long before the first fireworks lit up the sky. The skies over Cleveland lit up once again as thousands gathered for Light Up the Lake. A 4th of July tradition made even more special as the city celebrates America's 250th birthday. Families filled Voinovich Park Saturday, hours before sunset, enjoying the lakefront, games, and local food trucks while waiting for the night's biggest show.
And got the kids out, great environment as we're celebrating America turning 250 years old, and the kids are having a time of their life.
Merdad Safabian came from Columbus to celebrate, saying the holiday was less about where they were and more about who they were spending it with.
One of the essence of American life is the family, and we are celebrating it here with the rest of the other families here.
For local vendors like Darren Carter, who owns Carter's Barbecue food truck, the holiday is one of the busiest and most rewarding days of the year.
It is just really crowded and nice. This year, obviously, 250 years is a special occasion. So to be able to be down here celebrating such, as I say, an auspicious occasion, it's pretty cool. And, and make a little money while we do it.
Food trucks lined the park as families grabbed dinner before finding the perfect spot to watch one of Northeast Ohio's biggest fireworks displays over Lake Erie. For some, this year's celebration was about more than just fireworks. It was about community.
I love my town. Just to be able to take part, to be able to feed people the love that we share with our food on this holiday, it's nothing better.
And with more than 100,000 people expected tonight, officials encourage families to stay hydrated, safe, and leave the fireworks to the professionals. Rex.
That's right. It looks like everyone had such a great time today, and it feels like it did cool off just a little bit tonight for everyone to get out and enjoy that fireworks show and just really end the 4th of July holiday on a great way.
Yeah, that's totally right. Lots of music, fun, dancing, and food, but it's time to shine right now with those beautiful fireworks outside.
Absolutely. All right, Kiara Patterson Patterson in the newsroom tonight. Kiara, thank you. Multiple communities are assessing the damage after strong storms made their way through northeast Ohio last night. The village of Lodi in Medina County is one of the hardest hit areas, with several homes and buildings showing signs of damage. There was also downed trees throughout the community. While nothing has been confirmed, some residents tell us they do believe a tornado touched down in the area.
That neighbor saw a twister just east of here, east part of the farm and that, where everything looks like crops, where they're twisted around and they're all different directions, so it had been a twister.
Officials are now working to determine if a tornado touched down there in Lodi. Last night's storms also causing damage and power outages in Chardon. Crews were out in the community today attempting to clean up a number of trees that were knocked down by the heavy winds. Officials say a number of power poles also fell over. Some residents lost power for a few hours, but FirstEnergy says most customers have had their electricity restored. Canton police say a woman suffered serious injuries after she was hit by celebratory gunfire. Officers and paramedics were called to a home on 20th Street Northeast just after 11:30 last night, where a woman was shot in the back as she was asleep in her bed. She was transported to the hospital in critical condition. Responding officers quickly located the suspect and others who had been firing a weapon into the air and using fireworks to celebrate the holiday. 24-year-old Darius Leishman now faces multiple charges, including felonious assault. The shooting remains under investigation. And unfortunately, that incident in Canton is not an isolated one, as celebratory gunfire during major holidays remains a big problem here in Cleveland. I-Team reporters Peggy Gallick and Ed Gallick take a look at the issue.
You have reached 911 for Cleveland Police. All operators are currently handling other emergencies.
Every July 4th, Cleveland 911 lines get jammed.
Could be calls for crowds shutting down a street for their own fireworks show, or people shooting guns to celebrate.
So we checked back on what's being done about the holiday gunfire.
I'm pretty sure a couple stray bullets hit my house.
We've shown you Cleveland police have told 911 callers they're almost powerless when people shoot guns on their own property to celebrate the new year or July 4th.
Yet other towns enforced laws against it. So we went back to the City Council Public Safety Chairman.
We just heard like a couple of, oh my God.
And I'm going to continue to talk to our attorneys to see if there's any type of loophole or anything getting around.
Mike Polensek said city attorneys keep telling him Cleveland can't enforce a city law against holiday gunfire because of how state law is written.
But again, other towns do it.
Why can other municipalities do
Well, we raised those. Those said those municipalities have not been tested yet in court, and they expect them to be tested in court.
But yet it hasn't happened yet.
Well, that's what I've said. That's going to be my continued argument. So I said, let's give it a shot. Let's put it in, and if they want to sue us, then they sue us.
State Senator Casey Weinstein tells the I-Team he is still looking into ways to give local communities more control over how to regulate holiday gunfire.
The idea likely to come up again when the state lawmakers regroup for their next session. Meantime, we keep checking the courts after major holiday celebrations, and we don't see Cleveland police filing charges for holiday gunfire. And the 911 lines, they keep getting swamped, and we keep hearing complaints about it.
If people behind me shooting and the bullet came through my window.
No end to the holiday celebrations, including gunfire.
No change in the response from the city of Cleveland.
In Cleveland, Peggy Gallick.
Ed Gallick, Fox 8, I-Team.
Ed and Peggy, thank you. In other news tonight, Willowick celebrated our nation's 250th birthday with a look into the past. The city held a special opening of its 50-year time capsule at Dudley Park, which was buried on the country's 200th anniversary. The items were then put on display for all attendees, offering a glimpse at what our nation looked like in 1976. Local leaders, some of whom were present for the burying of the capsule 5 decades ago, commended the community for its commitment to civic duties.
Thank God for the good people of Willowick who've always said that we need to protect this democracy, we need to protect this republic by your civic participation, by your involvement in the issues that face us.
Attendees at today's event also contributed letters and other items for a new time capsule that will be open for our nation's 300th birthday, just 50 years away. Well, two of Fox 8's own took part in an annual holiday tradition to the West Park 4th of July parade, which stepped off from Cam's Corner this morning. Fox 8 and the News in the Morning anchor Wayne Dawson served as the Grand Marshal, and our very own Todd Meany also taking part in the procession, which drew thousands of spectators this year. More than 100 local organizations registered for a spot in that parade, continuing a tradition back from 1968. A rite of passage for many teenagers is suddenly becoming harder to find. Still ahead, why experts say summer jobs are becoming more scarce as the number of teens getting hired hits record lows. Plus, just your average intimate wedding at Madison Square Garden. The latest rumors surrounding the secret ceremony of Taylor Swift and Cleveland's own Travis Kelce. And Cleveland is a city of firsts as we celebrate the nation's 250th birthday. A look back on some of the American innovations born right here in Northeast Ohio.